And Kevin Page was like the George Michaels.
Yeah.
He was.
I remember.
You remember him?
Well, I remember. Well, I was looking him up because I read about him in one of the bios of you, and I remembered his song "Don't Shut Me Out."
Yeah, don't shut me out.
It was funky.
Don't tell me. And so he was the opening act for Debbie Gibson when she was playing Stadium.
Yeah, that's
He was like 5 or something.
I saw. Well, no, it's funny because Debbie Gibson was one of my first concerts, but I think it was probably the tour after that you did because I thought I saw her on the Electric Youth tour, but I'm thinking that his was like, wasn't he on his on her first tour or something?
Probably. I don't even remember it.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I just remember that we were playing the stadiums, and I was like, wow, I can do this. Yeah,
okay.
I can do this. And then my life changed after
that. Was it through that somehow that you ended up connecting with EMI Records? Because I know it was a few years in between, or was that...
No, not at all.
Okay.
I was doing a jingle in the studio, one of the studios in Memphis. I was doing a jingle in the daytime, and this guy was there, and he was like, hey, talking to the engineer, like, who's that girl? He came to visit, you know. And he's like, oh, her name's Wendy, and she does some jingles for me here and there. It's like, okay, well, what does she sound like with a band? And he happened to have a band, and the band was called Come In Berlin. They were a popular band in Memphis. And so that was Nico Laris. And then Nico was like, hi, this is Dick Williams. Can you sit in with the band tonight? I was like, okay, whatever. Sure. At that time, Whitney Houston, Saving All My Love for You, and who else was out? Aretha Franklin, Who's Zooming Who.
Okay.
Was out. So I just did, 2 Whitney Houston songs and a Aretha Franklin song.
Okay.
So then he was like, I think I can get you a record deal. I was like, yeah, whatever. I gave him my information. 3 months later, the guy comes back to Memphis. He's like, I got 3 songs in the studio, and all I need you to do is, if you're willing, you don't have to sign anything. I said, okay, no problem. I don't have to sign anything. I have nothing to lose. We have everything to gain.
Yeah.
And Coming Out of the Rain was one of those demos. As a matter of fact, Coming Out of the Rain is the demo. I tried to beat it, and I couldn't as far as performance.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so the demo just was the one that we used. And that was
you
the one
used it for the actual, wow.
Yeah,
So were you signed with them a while before your record actually came out, or?
No, not at all. We didn't sign a deal with him and I. Even he had recorded the whole CD. We didn't record anything until I had the record deal with EMI.
Oh, okay.
And that's when he said, okay, you ready to sign papers? I said, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. And
yeah, that's...
So what was it like recording your first album? What was it surprising, or was it?
It was an out-of-body experience for me because I couldn't really connect to it because I wanted to be a lawyer.
Oh,
so
really?
I didn't have a desire to be a musician at all.
Wow. Oh, really? Okay.
No. So to me, it was like just doing another gig. It's like, oh, okay, it's another gig. I'll do it till it, If I had the knowledge that I have now, now I'm on fire. But then I was just a lucky person, and opportunities kept coming my way. Of course, I tried to do the best that I could, each opportunity, but I wasn't driven. I didn't have that, oh my God, I want to be a star, here's my chance. It was just, oh, okay, this is an opportunity, all right.
So was it?
And there was a bidding war. There was a bidding war between EMI, Elektra, and Warner Brothers. So really? I wasn't even able to really, even, I don't know how you would say that, even not appreciate that, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like, man, to have 3 record companies bidding for you it's awesome. And I was just like, yeah, okay. Nice.
So was singing something that it had just always been in your life and that people appreciated you for, so therefore you did it, but it wasn't something you had a big desire to do, to make a life out of?
Yeah, everybody around me could sing. My friends, my church. So what I had to offer didn't seem like much because to me there were so many other singers better than me. You know a few, Larry, Little Larry, Stephanie Bolton and Melinda Rogers and there's people before us even that to me were much better singers than myself. So not to say I wasn't good, but they were as good or better.
Okay. Wow.
To me.
Interesting.
So the fact that somebody would be interested in signing me was like, what? It was a question mark. Are you serious? I mean, I said, okay.
So, so then what was then how did you feel about it when you ended up, say, when the second single was coming out of the rain, when you were going on, like, The Tonight Show and then even overseas, like on Top of the Pops and doing all that. What was it like for you then at that level?
It finally started to like, oh my goodness, my video is on TV? Really? Okay. I'm going on the Tonight Show for real? Okay. So it started to make sense, did some live stuff on BET and the Top of the Pops and all. So then it started to really like, okay, this is more than just a bar gig. All right. This is actually a career being developed. And then I started to pay more attention.
Okay. And I know you said earlier that being with a major record label that you only have but so much say in what you were doing. So was that the case with something like the Time for Change album? Because that obviously was steered in a very, I guess, melodramatic pop ballad direction and everything. Which I really liked it a lot, but I mean, I just wondered when you said that if you were partially referring to that kind of...
Well, they were still trying to keep it in the pop R&B vein, but in the sounds, it was a real tight, weird situation. We had they were trying to capture two things, an R&B side and a pop side. So they brought in David Foster to produce and Mike Powell, who just had all their success with Anita Baker.
Right.
So then you got like a schizophrenic CD. You got a Hot and Cold. You got,
I don't know. Maybe I go for that because I really liked it a lot. I mean, I know some of it was a little bit over the top, maybe arrangement wise, but I think that's kind of what, I remember when I first heard it, and I didn't hear it till a number of years after it had come out, but I was like, wow, this is really kind of out there, like you said, but I just thought, this is kind of neat, but
Thank you.
But I mean, and including your vocals, I mean, I thought you did a really good job on, capturing the intensity of the songs.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, truthfully, so, but... Okay, was that from the start supposed to be something that was just done for the Asian market, or why did it only get released, I think mostly in Japan, right?
There were some things going on that I don't even clearly have an understanding on politically that was happening, and that to this day still don't have a true story on that one.
Okay.
On what happened to that CD.
Okay. Because you also... go ahead.
No, that's it. Something happened, and I still, to this day, don't have a clear answer.
Okay. Well, because you also did, it's funny because you just recently did the Christmas album, but you did a little Christmas thing back then even that was out in Japan.
Yeah, a little Christmas EP.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and
but that didn't have, you know what I mean? It didn't have me in it. It had let's do a Christmas EP and let's do this song, that song. So then I just said, okay, but you have to be involved.
Now, yeah, well, definitely that makes all the difference as far as if you're enjoying it, and you said that the Julio Iglesias came around at the right time because it was, I guess, when you were kind of closing things off with EMI. So were you still under the EMI umbrella when you did the Life's What You Make It album?
Yes, I was.
Okay, because I know it was on, wasn't it, under the IRS? Okay.
Yeah, well, because it was going to not be an R&B balladeer-type record, the record company was like, you're a balladeer, and we're going to put you over here.
Okay.
If you don't want to do what we want you to do, go over here. And it was okay because, Miles Copeland, who owned IRS Records, was, manager for Sting and did a whole lot of stuff, so he had a lot of success, and he understood what I was trying to do.